Alright, welcome back. We are working on the new turn-based role-playing game project. Keep in mind this series is not a complete tutorial, but I am trying to document as much of the process as possible, and that some parts will be tutorial focused. Just know that it won't be step-by-step the entire way. So let's play the game and see where we left off. Let me turn that down. Or better yet, I'll just mute it. So I've been working on the equipment menu, which is about 90% functional. We can swap out equipment. It does update if we go to our inventory. You can see there. We can also remove. We can clear, which removes everything. And you can see these items pop up. And we can throw them on. I don't have optimize yet. It's not really a high priority. And really, I'm fine with this for now. I do need to show the stat changes at some point, but for now, I don't really care too much. So let's give them the good stick. We can look at our other character. You can see they have a ring. So let's walk around, and we get into a battle. We can fight. I added these name labels that pop up over top. So we can just attack. So Tampopo is really strong because they have that upgraded weapon. I think they are also a little bit stronger to begin with. And I added this victory state. And once we press through, we're back in the overworld. Down here we have the town. My allergies are super bad this morning. Try not to cough into the mic. Man. The shop is looking good. It works. We can buy items. We can do that. We can go out. We can confirm they are there. Talk to people. And we can walk behind things. Beep. We can glide. We can go through doors, and they open and shut. We can leave areas. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much where the game is at right now. So what should I work on today? That is the question. I could do a status menu. I am enjoying all of the UI work. I tend to love working on UI in games, at least until I don't. It does kind of... There is a point at which I need to take a break from UI, but generally I quite like it. Let's see. What do we need the most? Status, saving. Saving's not too difficult. Probably need to get more enemies. But right now I'm kind of more interested in making the mechanics of the game. Notice one thing. Let's try 50. 52. So we want this to be filling. And we want to center the name. This should also be, I guess it will by default. I just need to make that a little bit wider to fit longer names. That was the idea there, at least. Enemy, probably, we don't need the name on. Let's start. Should I wrap up the equipment menu? Probably. It's just not a high priority for me. Let me make sure I make a note to come back to it, though. Yeah. We already have that. The GUI, I want to do a status menu. See, I don't really know the extent of what my stats are going to be, so I don't really want to add a status menu right now. Magic, that I'll probably borrow heavily from the last role-playing game I was working on, which is quite similar to this one. The main difference was that I was applying a shader to the world and to the all of the characters to make them purely black and white. I was just going for like a 1-bit kind of style. Save status map. I think I'm done with the GUI for a bit. I did kind of prep for the first dungeon. Which would be up here. I'm going to go ahead and just duplicate a transition area. And one of the really cool things here is that we can just do that. Maybe more, like 16. Well, I guess it would be 12. And then we just kind of like, I think it'd be 8, maybe 6. Yeah, you want it in the middle. Something like that. I guess it would be 8. So that's in the center of those two tiles. So either of those tiles will trigger that. And it's going to be to 0. I wonder if trying to think if we want those underscores. Probably not. Let's look at that. So now maybe the player I'll drag up here. So we start up there. And let's open that back up. And music already set. We have, well, obviously we need to get some tiles down. I think this was my main floor. Where are those walls? I don't really remember what I was using. No, this looked like for the walls. Yeah, what the heck was I using for the ground? Wasn't this, was it? No. Maybe I made a path. Maybe I was just doing this. We can rock that for now. So I never made this dirt auto tile, I don't think. No. So detail, water, ground, where are walls? Need to copy this, put this on. And this goes after ground terrains. I'll get rid of those. The template needs these. And I want to go and delete these. Okay. I'll do the same thing here. Let's see. So those don't really read on that floor. Was I using that? Maybe that was what I was using for the floor. I don't really remember, although it's on the wrong layer. So we'll roll with that for now. Overworld. That's fine. Need to figure out where we come in here. Just out of curiosity, let's check. So that is kind of my main inspiration. Not that I'm trying to copy this. I just want to see how they handle it. So it looks like you come in down here. I don't remember that. Damn. Let's look at the overworld. Where do I want this cave to lead? Maybe it doesn't go anywhere. Oh, maybe it's just kind of a contained thing. But yeah, let's reference the existing game. Just gonna see. So they're going for more of like a rectangular setup. I think I want this to be a pretty small first area. And yeah, let's just kind of break this up. So get rid of that. The ground. Something like that. Do. Now the walls, I want to do something like that. We can modify it later. Add a background behind. Lock that. Lock layers too. Lock that. All this should be locked on the template. Don't want to be moving those. Okay, that's good. So our player is going to start down here. Transition shape will be, say, right there. Then we'll add a detail with stairs coming down. I think that's the sprite I have for that right now. Probably want to improve that. Oh, here we go. Yeah, those are better. And so walls, I wonder if these could go on walls. No, we'll put it on detail. And so we have to set the spawn position, which I really think needs to be changed to spawn cell. Or at least we're going to give the option. Okay, spawn cell, I don't know why. Down here, so if spawn cell, then spawn position equals spawn cell. I'm going to do both. I'm going to add that to globals. Oh, yeah, I can use either. Back to this. So spawn cell will always override that. We should be able to do this. And Right, so that'll make it easier because all we have to do is go to the overworld and then we click on any tile map on the overworld and we'll get these the tile down here, right, the cell. So I'll probably go to the left, so -6, -14. We put that in there. Trigger on exit, no. So I'm going to try, excuse me, running the scene. I don't know if the transition will work. Okay, it does. Wow, that's cool. And then that'll take us there. We just never set the cell. So we do the same thing in here. 4021. Go to overworld, go to that 4021. All right. We will be facing up. Actually, we're going to be facing left. We're not using it right now, but it's good to have. I think I want that to be down by default. But again, we're not using it right now. Alright, so let's run the game. So we're out here. Takes us right there. We can exit. Beautiful. That's exactly what we're looking for. So it's not a very interesting dungeon right now. Really, it's more of a cave. So we can see they're putting interior walls to kind of create a maze-like passage. Then there's water because it's subterranean. You tend to get water in there. That's really cool, that area. I don't even know if this is the starting dungeon. Let's look at the items. No, I don't think it is. We're referencing it anyway. So with that in mind, let's go place some more walls. So I'll probably start at the beginning. Like maybe this is, I don't know. Kind of pushing you that way. And then maybe there's something like this. Maybe there's a division that you can't really see. You don't know which way to go. So maybe there will be an item there. And it's almost like carving out space like on a sculpture, right? We have this open area. Now we're just trying to make it interesting. Maybe there's a platform that we can't access. All right, create some depth. We can improve how that looks later. Here, maybe there's something like this. And nice laid back tile map editing. Seems okay. So now we can explore a bit. We'll keep adding to this. One thing is I need to turn off the day-night cycle in here. I might want to do some kind of lighting system, like a really basic one. I want to keep that retro feel. I don't think I really want to do like dynamic shadows or anything like that. So yeah, I mean, this is nice because we can't see what's at the end of either of these. I know up here, there'll probably be an item. I know that this is the way to go to progress. This part's maybe not as interesting as I thought it might be. And so while it's running, I can just go and throw some tiles down. Make sure I'm on the tile map. And yeah, basically I just want to fill that in. This just thinking. I think I want this to be a dead end. I don't think I want you to be able to see the exit from the entrance. Maybe we just kind of carve this in. And get some ground. Fill it from there. Maybe the walls. And then we'll put the advancement there. So here. And then we give it a transition layer. Now I'm just going to close down. I should have done it here. I'm not sure how I want to handle levels yet. I might just put it all on here. So I want these to be one thing. See, because I could separate this into levels. Hold on, I just have to answer the phone real quick. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I'm just gonna top off my coffee. Okay. So, I've done it before where each room will just have like multiple levels. I don't think we need day-night cycle in here. Yeah, let's just get rid of that. So I don't know. Maybe I'll think about that and come back. But anyway, we can do detail. Get some rocks going. Some grasses. Oh, water too. Almost forgot about water. Excuse me. Oops. Don't want it on the walls, really. I'm not thinking too hard about where I'm placing these right now. It's just all about making the level a bit more interesting. Oops. I'm gonna see what that looks like. Just trying to get it a little bit closer to feeling like a thing. What we can do in these caves is we can still use a canvas modulate, which is what the day-night cycle is based on. And then we can just kind of tint everything. I believe we can use a light 2D to kind of peer through that. We can see what that looks like right now. It's maybe a little bit too blue. I don't mind the darkness, but whoa. Whoa. Oh, this is the brightness and darkness. Okay. Yeah, maybe it gives a little more. I don't know. Let's see what we can do with lighting. Let's see if we can get. I'm just gonna do it right in here for now. It's gonna need a texture. I think there's a way to make it radial. You're just gonna move that to the center. Then we want to invert it. Well, I guess no, I had it right. Do that. And on the gradient. Just kind of roughly balance that. Well, the player's a little bit off center, so maybe I will push that a bit. Or maybe the light 2D itself needs to be moved. Do something like that. I think that's what we want. Yeah. And yeah, I think we just want add. You can intensify it. Honestly, it looks like 1 is what we want. I'm going to cut this. It's a bit too much. You can see it kind of washes out the player. You know what we can do? Let's turn the player off. No, they kind of need that light. Sounds like a job for me in the future. Yeah, maybe just a subtle light. If we go here, light. I guess we can use enabled. No, that's fine. Then whenever we're in the dungeon, we can just turn that on. Cool. Oh, it's turned off, so I can't tell. so I can see in here. No, I think I had it right. Oops. It's not quite the effect I want. That's a bit better. Oh, the darkness didn't save because we didn't save it. I want to offset that. I want to offset this. Let's lock these guys. That's okay. Alright, so that's maybe a little bit too dark. A little too light. And this light looks off now. Where? Um, Oh, it didn't save that. We need to be in here. Yeah, I think that looks a bit better because the light would be a little bit warm. That's because we never made that room. So do I want these to be separate scenes for each level? Maybe. Call this darkness. I guess we can do. It's going to be canvas module. Why is this not showing up? Because I might not want it on all the time while I'm editing. You know what I mean? Let's go get a Chestola. That's kind of a freebie. Okay. Water. Something like that. So the water doesn't have the shader in here. So you go up there, down there, cool. I guess you can see that from the entrance. Well, I guess that's okay. Yeah, if you go over here, you can see it, but not right when you spawn. I think that's cool. And so it's not a super challenging first level, but it's also not like mind-numbingly straightforward. Let's just clean that up a bit. I want to connect that a bit more. More like that. No. We do something like that. So I'm going to underscore. No, let's keep it consistent. It's just not as readable. It's so much better when we do that. So now we have to update this. Cool. And make sure it still works. It should. All right, really nice. I kind of want to just do default texture scale here. Well, that's too small. Yeah, we'll stick with that. How am I walking on that? Did I put this on the wrong layer, or is that just how it is? Looks like some of those don't have collision. Let's take a look. They're all the same sprite. Right, we didn't give them collision, it's just any tile on walls is supposed to be solid. It's possible the position we're sending out is a little bit off. See, I can't walk into these, but those have actual collision, I believe. So down and right. That's weird. Like here, yeah. The collision's off by just a hair there, which is weird. Let me go check again in the town. We can check here too. It's fine here. Everything's fine there. So what's wrong with Sven's Cave? Really? Now it's working. Now it's not. Dude, what? Let's make sure that's coming out right. Yeah, those are even. That's perfect. Oops. What's the problem? I mean, that's not something you want happening. Or sometimes the collision works. Also, I forgot I can speed up the game. I don't know. Okay. Well, I think that's a good point to break. And we'll come back, probably keep working on this. And yeah, try and get through that cave. Figure out some story elements to go along with it, and we'll go from there. All right, thanks for watching. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll talk to you next time.